there's the Bitcoin cycles chart, the cycles of crypto, where we are on this timeline. Important nonetheless. When we start integrating key headlines and key dates as it applies to Coinbase versus SEC, kind of becomes even more important. It's what I want to talk about in this video. Big news coming out: Coinbase versus SEC court dates confirmed for initial case arguments. It does not feel like only a month and a half ago that this happened. This was June 6, 2023, SEC going after Coinbase. It feels a lot longer ago, I think maybe because so much has happened in other areas of crypto since then. We're tracking a lot of different things. But right now, this headline, a big deal, because from a timeline perspective, a lot happening on those Bitcoin cycles. So let's break down this news. Let's break down the dates. And I want to just start with something. I don't know if many of you saw, but throughout this case so far, and it's a pretty new case, this was a headline not long ago, like a week ago. Judge aligning with Coinbase's arguments in pre-motion conference. So Judge Fila, don't know if you saw or not in the transcript, said it's not crazy in the Fila parlance for Coinbase to think that what they were doing was okay because it was exactly what you let them do when they issued the S1 IPO registration. So the judge already in the pre-motion showing some skepticism towards the SEC. And I just want to lay that out for some context to this news, because something else actually kind of happened as the dates were laid out. A judge in New York has approved a joint request from the SEC and Coinbase to settle dates for opening briefs and all subsequent responses. There's an article. I'll put a link in the description. You can read through. You can see Paul Graywall referenced in here, tweeting out the news that the judge has issued a scheduling order. But as always, everybody, Meta Lawman doing a really good job of taking just kind of the legal essence of the news and kind of just explaining it easily, nicely, simply for people like me who don't have a law background. SEC versus Coinbase update. Judge Fila has set the schedule for briefing on Coinbase's motion for judgment on the pleadings. August 4th, Coinbase opening brief. Notice this is like 10 days away. So this is like a pretty quick timeline. 11th, amicus brief supporting Coinbase. Potentially could anticipate some positive headlines on or around August 11th. What's an amicus brief? Amicus is an individual or organization who's not a party to a legal case. So bringing in people that aren't officially part of this case, but they're permitted to assist a court by offering information, expertise, or insight that has a bearing on the issues in the case. We saw this happen with the Ripple SEC case. And I think things like this are incredibly important, especially for someone like Judge Fila to absorb information about the crypto markets, to absorb information that she's maybe not in the know of if she doesn't have an insane crypto background, right? So these are really important. And you can see amicus briefs supporting Coinbase. We have an SEC opposition brief on October 3rd. So this is like just around a month and a half away from where we are right now. And you can see this timeline kind of cruising in terms of a legal perspective. Amicus brief supporting SEC. Then October 10th, what will that look like? And then October 24th, Coinbase reply brief. So he made some noteworthy points to kind of really explain it. Number one, this qualifies as a fast scheduling for a big case. Number two, the SEC asked for 60 days. So check this out. The SEC asked for 60 days to respond to Coinbase's motion. The judge only gave 30 days. I think the judge wants to move this along quicker than slower. The order explicitly contemplates amicus briefs. That's a good sign. Amicus briefs at this early stage of a case are unusual and totally within a judge's discretion whether to permit them. So including a deadline is a signal that this judge is very likely to accept amicus briefs. Number four, any person, company, or industry association thinking about filing an amicus brief in support of Coinbase motion will need to do so before August 11th. And then all in all, looks like Coinbase's strategy to accelerate the proceedings is working. So it's good news, right? It's good news to see this accelerated timeline, especially with what we just saw happen with the Ripple SEC case. Now, if we go to the Bitcoin chart, and I want to kind of lay this out, the last thing that Meta Lawman and the timeline references is October 24th. From a legal perspective, I'm not exactly sure what happens exactly after the Coinbase reply brief. I'm not exactly sure exactly what the timeline might look like for when this could be kind of wrapped up or resolved, right? It could still be a while. I'm not sure. If you're a legal professional out there and you know, let me know. But from that timeline alone, October 24th, we're looking at, you know, a couple months, a few months. It's 3 months away. Why is that important? It's important to me because when we're looking at this Bitcoin cycle chart and it's an illustration of crypto cycles, bull markets after these halvings, right? That's when we see these bull markets. Historically, that's what happens. Now, yes, this is Bitcoin charted on the screen, and this is a 2016 halving. Here's the 2020 halving. Here's the 2024 halving coming up. This is Bitcoin charted on the screen. However, this Coinbase versus SEC case is so pivotal. It's so important for altcoins, right? So in terms of what an altcoin bull market might look like, everything that actually begins happening here it's just everything. It really is. I think this is one of the most important pieces of news. This whole thing that's happening right now, SEC going after Coinbase and Coinbase truly just fighting for the entire industry. This is so pivotal for crypto and especially crypto in the United States. And it's going to impact this chart. It's going to impact the next cycle. I really think that is true. So the question is, October 24th, Coinbase reply brief. How long after this does this get resolved, figured out? What is Judge Fila? What conclusion does she come to? Because as you see, the halving coming up pretty quickly. We're in fall 2024. The halving is in spring of 2024, and we are getting there. So this case becoming more and more important to what happens in the crypto cycles in general, and it's something that I'll be tracking along. So everybody, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe. Wanted to bring you this quick news today. These dates being set for the Coinbase SEC court lawsuit, important. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.